Good morning, Meathead Nation. This is Meathead Money coming at you. Want to touch base on a stock that I think you guys might find is a good opportunity. I want to say first and foremost that I am not a financial advisor, nor do I suggest or advise that you invest any money in this stock or any future stocks that come up on this channel. This is informational purposes. I highly suggest that anybody watching this does their own research and makes their own determination based on their own financial needs and merits. So jumping into this, this is stock ticker TIO. It's the Tingle Group. Currently, it is trading at $2.74. The year average right now, we're at 381% up. It's had a pretty slow traction. Had a couple hills and then dips. But right now, as of March 27th, had a pretty strong bullish cycle here. I do think that this is going to continue to track up, at least for the next week or two, possibly into the future. But in my own opinion, I don't foresee holding on to this long term, at least as of right now. Just to give you some background information, there's a pretty good article over on Seeking Alpha, published by Fade the Market. It gives a pretty good overview of kind of where this stock is at currently, where it could go. But overall, what this company does is it provides a mobile platform for farmers in Africa, particularly in Nigeria, where it gets farmers a larger network where they can sell their produce, and then it gets lumped in basically these warehouses that are now kind of spread across Africa, in which consumers could then purchase it. So it gives them a wider range of customer base, and it's also safer with Africa, Nigeria, some of these African countries being poor. There's a lot of issues with some of these produce and farmers getting to the market where they get bought out just by some of the military presence in those countries, and and just crops in general. If they can't get it to the market, they will be no good. And so this gives them a wider opportunity, a larger customer base. So their cash on hand has grown, so they're up about almost 100 million from last year. And in 2022, they earned 146 million in net revenue, which is a significant increase over the 55.7 million earned the prior year. Similarly, they're just overall expanding. So the users on the platform went from 1.9 million roughly on September 30th, 2022, to 11.4 million just towards the end of December of last year. And now we're looking at, about 1 billion transactions or so in December. They went in to do some valuations on this. So they did a discounted cash flow model. They got a fair value of $24.64. Later on in the video, I'll kind of go through my analysis of it and what I think fair value is. Again, I generally only do these for stocks that I want to, hold on to long term. I think this is more of a short-term hold, but regardless, that'll get touched on. And then risks. There are some risks with this company. A big concern is it being over a foreign exchange. That's kind of a big red flag for a lot of investors. And overall, there are some other issues with their websites currently that we'll also touch base on here in a little bit. However, see, this is not loading. Anyway, so what I want to touch base with too. So one of the big things I look for is cash flow within a company. And as we can see here, cash flow has been decreasing over the term here, which generally isn't a good thing if you're looking to hold on to this long term. And looking at kind of where we're at right now with the trending. So we look at the candlestick model, you can see we're in a pretty big bull cycle. It does fluctuate by the day here, a lot of lows with highs, but it is bullish where, they are kind of staying on top of the bears. So it's still an upward trend. If we zoom out here a little bit and go back to, let's go maybe 5 years back. Yeah, we can see. So, it did hit an all-time high of about $12. I don't think we're going to get to that point. In the latest, we were at about $5.63. I think that's more or less the target we want to be kind of looking at. I don't think we're going to hit a new record high. However, I do think that we will hit between this, $2.70 that we're at right now. And I would be, optimistic to say maybe we get to like $3.50 and kind of see where it goes. The big move coming up though recently here is that Tingo is actually going to announce their first quarter results as far as earnings and kind of where the company sees themselves the 15th of May. So, that is basically, well, it's 2 weeks. It's about a week, not next Monday, but the week after. And generally what happens, if they get predicting good results, the stock could spike. And if they're going to get bad numbers, then obviously that could drop. So that's something to definitely keep in mind if you do invest in this. That you definitely want to keep an eye on kind of what they're going to be projecting as far as earnings. So kind of doing my own analysis here. Again, we use like a Graham's revised formula here. They are intrinsically valuing this about $9.77. Again, the all-time high was, if we look back at these charts here, $12. And the latest it was at was around 6. So, it does have potential to grow here if they keep trending and keep growing their customer base. I do see that as potential. However, there are, again, some, bigger red flags. They don't have any positive cash flow. So even doing where their discounted cash flow model that was referenced in the previous article, they're negative cash flow. So to give them a projected growth rate right now is hard. And there's no cash to really assess what a good price would be. So assuming they could get some positive cash flow, they are projected here, 200 plus range. Right now it's 400, but again, it's there aren't a whole lot of numbers to work with, I guess, as far as what they've got for free cash flow, especially with it not being positive. Even with the margin of safety right now, $63.73 would be kind of what this will come out as a fair value, which is over what the article was. And if we look at just the Graham's valuation, we're looking at $9, which is more in the ballpark. However, I don't think we're going to get there. As I did mention, though, their main website that their farmers and people that are supposed to be using is under maintenance. I've been checking this the past week or two, and it's still under maintenance. So that to me is kind of a red flag, especially if you're looking to hold on this long term. Now this is on Robinhood. It's trading at $2.73. So there is some good opportunity here. I did get into this about 2.5 weeks ago. I bought in about $1.75. So since then it's gone up almost $1. So I'm up, 500, almost 56% so far. Again, I do think this will go up another, $1 for sure. And I think that's going to happen here within the next week before those earning calls come in. So if, it keeps going on this bullish cycle, it should get, I would say within another $1 increase. So anywhere between, say, $3 to, $4 range. So you're looking at, potentially another 30% increase here, in the next week. This week we were at, 13% hike. And over the month, we're up 140%. So this obviously is going to keep trailing the entire time. It is going to get to a point it's going to dip. So I would suggest if you do buy into it, definitely do a limit sell where, for right now, I've actually increased this slightly. So right now my limit is set at, $2.40 basically, which would still be a pretty good profit. But it does give you a little bit of, risk assessment there. So if it does decide to tank, you do have a little bit of protection. And again, just want to be mindful of that. So that's what I got for you today. Hopefully that's, opportunity. You guys definitely want to go out there and potentially look at this. But again, do your research on it. And there are some red flags associated with it. Until they really get some more cash flow, we'll see how the earnings come in here in the next week. And really make a determination if this is something we want to continue to hold. But as of right now, I think this is a short buy and sell, especially before that, you know, May 15th report earnings call. So appreciate you guys stopping in this morning and enjoy your day.